Midas Touch had a lot of fun recently with Trump's desperation. As the heat is getting turned up in these investigations, the man is getting scared. And it's fun to watch. But another thing that's been brewing, another topic that's been bouncing around, is whether or not the man's going to run third party. One thing Midas Touch missed as they were teasing Trump, which I think is worth pointing out, is the point at which Donald Trump lets his third-party ambitions slip. At the very least, it's clearly on his mind. I'm going to point that out, but the rest of this Midas Touch clip is also useful on account of what they're talking about on its face, which is how desperate Trump is getting with the threat of prosecution, with the threat of indictment near.
I'm Ben Meiselas from the Midas Touch Network. As indictments against Donald Trump become very, very imminent, and he gets more and more terrified, he's just creating these videos of himself in this very dark room where he just rants and raves like a complete maniac. And I'm just going to show you a series of videos that he made today attacking prosecutors or asking prosecutors to go after Obama and Biden at the very least, like some real odd and disqualifying behavior, which would be disqualifying anywhere other than the modern day Republican Party. But I'm going to show you this video.
Also, real quick, how wild is it that he's still going after Obama? It's like, he's like, you remember the first album? Anybody remember the first album? Maybe he's from Kenya. First album, anyone? No? Bizarre.
Video that Donald Trump made of himself where he says, Mad Dog Psycho Prosecutor Jack Smith needs to go after Obama and Biden. Play this clip.
Mad Dog Psycho Prosecutor Jack Smith. Sounds like a very innocent name, doesn't it? Put there for only one reason by Biden and the weaponized Justice Department. Should stop this witch hunt altogether, or at a minimum should give Biden, Obama, and everybody else the same treatment as they give me. Because we have two sets of justice in our country.
Cannot help the projection. Two sets of justice in our country, says the guy that has thus far gotten away with literally dozens of crimes committed in front of the American people. The guy that literally said that he could shoot someone on Fifth Avenue and there would be no consequences. Two sets of justice he complains about.
And the people won't stand for it.
Projection.
I mean, could we just reflect for a moment that he is calling the prosecutor, the special counsel, a mad dog psycho, and asking him at the very least to go after Obama and Biden? What does he think this is? I mean, in his own deranged fascistic mind, is Jack Smith going to go, that's a good video. You made a really good video there. I think that I am going to stop my investigation of you trying to overthrow our democracy and stealing sensitive compartmented information and thousands of other government records. This was a very compelling video you made. Or does he expect Jack Smith to go, wow, that was quite the scary video that he made? I'm going to show you another video that Donald Trump made. This is a video Trump made for the Manhattan.
Here's the thing. Unironically, yes, he does. Do you remember me criticizing MSNBC yesterday, maybe the day before, when they were talking? They asked a question of somebody who was essentially there to present the prosecution's case. They asked a question along the lines of, do we have to consider how Trump supporters will react? Yes, he is literally hoping that the judge, when they've got the gavel in their hand, is going to hesitate. Their hand is going to shake, and they're going to be afraid of what uninformed folks will do, or rather, disinformed folks will do. You'll recall a while back we did what's the difference between misinformation, disinformation, and malinformation. Truly, the most correct phrase to use would be the malinformed. They literally are operating off of bad information. And we did see what will happen. And he does want that to be a consideration of the Justice Department. And I hate to tell you, the opinions of angry white people have always been held higher. Always. Because in the law enforcement community, those voices are louder. Those voices are nearer. They think that's everybody, or at least more representative of what the rest of the country thinks. Because you don't have a lot of FBI agents hanging out in diverse communities. It's always been the case. It will change slowly, particularly if we encourage people of all backgrounds to join law enforcement, to change law enforcement. But that is a concern, not a joke concern.
District Attorney Alvin Bragg.
Shouldn't be, though. We have to encourage our Justice Department that the correct way to deal with this is not to flinch. When you flinch, that's when the dog bites.
Who Donald Trump refers to as a racist in reverse. Play this video.
Crooked Democrat prosecutors, many of them racists in reverse. They are absolute racists, are trying to...
Okay, so Trump got there all on his own. Just for the record, a racist in reverse, that's just a racist. What he means to say is racist. And also, again, he's projecting. And I'll chime in for Trump here. I don't know why he tans. I literally have to tan for a medical condition. I sympathize with the raccoon eyes. I sympathize. But I quite agree with the majority report from earlier. Come on, put a little splash of makeup on there. No shame in it.
Steal a second presidential election. They did it in 2020, and we're not going to let them do it again in 2024. Make America great again.
So the implication here, of course, I wouldn't say it's an implication, is that Alvin Bragg is prosecuting Donald Trump because Donald Trump is white. That is what Donald Trump means when he says racist in reverse. And by the way, when he talks about Jack Smith's name and he goes, that's a interesting name, it's a dog whistle that he repeats over and over again, because what his implication is that Jack Smith probably has a Jewish last name and it's not Smith, but he's using Jack Smith to cover up his globalist ambitions in Donald Trump's world. That is the sadistic dog whistle that Donald Trump is trying to make. So we need to call it out and condemn it, and also let you know why does he keep on referring to it. That's the message that he's trying to send his base there. And finally, this is a video where he says the whole reason that I'm being prosecuted is because of Trump derangement syndrome. That's why. And it's unlawful Trump derangement syndrome. Here, play this clip.
Massive and unprecedented prosecutorial misconduct due to Trump derangement syndrome and very, very big leads against both parties in the polls. That's what's causing it. We can't let it happen.
Oh.
It's illegal as can be.
As I've been saying this week, everybody hold up. Hey, what did he just say? Very big leads against who now in the polls?
Misconduct due to Trump derangement syndrome and very, very big leads against both parties in the polls.
Been talking about projection. Been talking about how this guy can't keep a secret. There was a video, a goofy video going around the internet a couple of years back when Trump was in office, and it's some guy going, "Oh no, I just realized aliens aren't real. Aliens haven't visited the Earth." And the guy's spouse turns to him and says, "What? Why would you say that?" And he says, "There's no way Trump could keep it quiet." And there's the obligatory blank panel followed by, "Damn it. There is no aliens. Damn it." That's 100% true. The guy can't keep anything under his head. You can hear what notes, what talking points were given to him just before his speech, because he'll go on and on about Hillary and Obama and Biden. And also, we got to deregulate because that it's going to help our businesses. And Biden and Hillary Clinton Obama, you know, he is an open book. And the fact that he's thinking about going third party clearly illustrated right there, as he's saying he's got leads against both parties in the polls. He knows, I think, he knows he's done with the Republican Party. This is that part of the mob movie where everybody's jumping ship left and right. Guys running around their mansion, which is in tatters. He's stuffing forks and clothes in a suitcase. It's the end. It's third party time. At least as Trump is thinking here in his sweaty, horrified message from his version of a cave in the Middle East.
That's what's causing it. We can't let it happen. It's illegal as can be. We're going to stop it. We're not going to let them win elections by using the law illegally.
We're not going to let them win elections with this law thing that I think is a crime.
Thank you.
Jeez.
No, you're being prosecuted because you engaged in heinous and despicable crimes. You tried to overthrow our democracy, and you're still trying to do that to this day. You stole thousands of government records, including sensitive compartmented information, and then continued to lie for about 2 years that you've returned all of them when you didn't return all of them. You commit crime after crime after crime, and now it's catching up with you.
And that's what's actually going on. Brought to you by Knock 'em Out Pete, a.k.a. Ben Meiselas. So if you weren't aware, on this channel, in the spirit of Dark Brandon, when somebody kind of goes Super Saiyan, when they go to that next level with their take, you get a fun nickname, Ben Meiselas, when he goes off like that. Well, he's Knock 'em Out Pete. By the way, if you happen to be on a Midas Touch stream and Ben goes off, try to get that Knock 'em Out Pete thing going. I'm positive they're going to have no idea what's going on. It's a bit of a humor that I think will be appreciated once all is revealed to those folks. I'm going to keep doing it. I have a blast. That said, what do we learn here? I think Trump's going third party. Come on. The Republican Party is putting their foot down. It's in their quiet, meek little, we go to white tie parties. Literally, we go to parties where black tie isn't fancy enough. We go to white tie parties. Way. But they're putting their foot down. You got MAGA folks like Tucker and Alex Jones saying this ain't the way. There's other options. Here's some faults I see with Trump. You've got DeSantis being propped up by Fox News as much as they can. And when DeSantis deflates, they'll find somebody else. Can't be Trump, though, because he's a liability. It's the money, Lebowski. He affects the money. They cannot keep profiting off the old lies they've been telling. And that's a problem for them. What can you do? Vote in primaries, folks. Vote in primaries. Go as far left as you can for a number of reasons. One, real change will be put into office. Actual populist policies will be put into office. As in, popular policies will be put into office. You can appeal to more MAGA voters. If Trump goes third party, look at the map, the Michigan map with Bernie Sanders. All of the counties that went for Trump, they went for Bernie in the primaries. If Trump goes third party, there are going to be a whole lot of people, not most, but a whole lot of people in his base that would have voted for him for one of the main parties. Going to be a whole lot of people that are going to be willing to try something different. And they're not going to see Donald Trump as a realistic person to be in office. If they believe his nonsense about election lies, they're going to be even less likely to believe that he'll actually get into office. So, appeal to them. Appeal to them by going left. Now, look, in the presidential election, I don't think we're going to get a third-party candidate. I don't think we're going to get a strong Democratic primary candidate. I don't even think it's worth considering that because it simply will not happen, in my opinion. We're a long way off. But I'm not talking about those races. I'm talking about for your state Senate. I'm talking about for your state House. I'm talking about within your district, primary to the left. Those are going to be more or less clean slates for folks, and those are going to be folks that will have mass appeal. But most importantly, those are going to be the people that are going to pass good legislation. As we saw with Katie Porter and the SVB, she's been talking about this since before the problem was caused. She's been talking about how to solve the problem the entire time it's been a problem, and now we're here where we're dealing with consequences from that problem, and she's telling us how to fix it. Go left. Don't let me also make it appear like Porter is the only one who's talking like that. Adam Schiff, believe it or not, even though I'm positive he voted for that deregulation in the first place, I haven't looked. I just assume he is now against it. In the same state, Barbara Lee, she's been right there with Porter the whole time. Plenty of great choices. Go left in the primaries. It'll have larger mass appeal, and more importantly, it will get things done. Let's have a look at the comments before we close off this first of our Two for Tuesday. Wendy Evans says he threatens anyone who is a threat. Sure, completely agree. And the anti-corporatist, you are like me. You delete messages constantly. I sympathize. I do the same thing. I will say this, though. Don't be afraid to be wrong. I look forward to respectful disagreement. And I think as long as we're being honest about our intentions, which is to make things better, there is nothing wrong. I deleted a super chat before. There is nothing wrong with, I'm just saying this so I recognize the irony of me saying it if you've hung out with me and other Let's Watches where we're in the comments together. But there's nothing wrong with saying something and then changing your mind later. Changing your mind 30 seconds later. I want to normalize that. So consider it going forward. Folks, we are going to be doing this again very shortly. But first, I'm going to upload this episode. I hope to see you there. It's a 2 for Tuesday. Thank you for joining me today. This has been, or for the first half, this has been WYCD Wicket. That stands for What You Can Do. My name's Jake.